Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, can Lonzo Ball overcome LaVar's latest trash talk? Plus reaction to LeBron James putting up big numbers at point guard. And are the 3-3 Cowboys being underrated? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's get started. Let's start with the latest Lonzo and LaVar controversy. Lonzo is nearly averaging a triple-double through his first 3 games, but there seems to be a target on his back thanks to his dad. After the Lakers lost on Sunday, LaVar called out Lonzo's game and his next opponent. Let's take a listen.
What were your takeaways from just the game in general?
For the game in general, I like the fact that it was down 20 and came back. These are some of the things that they got to learn. It's better lose them early in the beginning right here. The second thing is I just thought my son should have rebounded more at the end of the game. Last 5 minutes, you got to go crash the boards. I don't care. I saw him stand on the three-point line a few times. He went and got a couple of them, but he could have got more. You know, rebounding is key at the end of a game.
Washington's coming in here on Wednesday.
Washington coming in here Wednesday, they better beware because Lonzo ain't losing again. Not in the same week.
That prompted Marcin Gortat to respond to LaVar with this tweet. Man, please. John Wall will torture him for 48 minutes. Lonzo's teammate Brandon Ingram was asked yesterday if the team saw the tweet and said, yeah, of course we did. Everyone has social media. We definitely saw it. The competitor in Lonzo, of course, he didn't take it so well. And with his teammates behind him, we didn't take it so well. So, Skip, whose side are you on, Gortat or the Lakers?
Sad to say, I'm on Gortat's side.
What?
I am. And it's sad to say because, as most people know, you will not find a bigger fan of Lonzo Ball than this guy sitting right here in this chair. Is that fair to say?
Fair.
Yes.
And I have defended his father, LaVar, on numerous occasions. You shared these sentiments with me on some occasions.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to condemn a father for over-loving his son or being there too much for his son. And I've said many times before, I wish I'd had a father like LaVar until now. I can't defend this. It appears to me that finally LaVar's love for his son has been overwhelmed and blinded by LaVar's love for LaVar and his newfound household name celebrity, not just in this country, but worldwide.
Yes.
Everybody knows who LaVar Ball is, and now LaVar feels like on a nightly basis he has to keep living up to who LaVar Ball is. Not to who Lonzo is, but to who LaVar is. And if he keeps this up, he's going to wreck his son's rookie year in the National Basketball Association. And at this rate, he's going to make it harder and harder to the point of being impossible for his 19-year-old son to succeed at all in the NBA. Because this is a grown man's league, and he's about to face one grown man after another, and LaVar Ball keeps painting a target night after night after night that gets bigger and bigger and harder on his 19-year-old son's back. So let's put this in perspective. This was just some random interviewer who caught LaVar as he was leaving the court after the New Orleans loss at home.
Right.
So what does LaVar do? He tries to cover for his son by saying he should have rebounded more down the stretch. Well, let's put it in context. Lonzo was on the bench when the Lakers made a hellacious, against all odds run from, what was it, 23 down, I think it was?
Correct.
To come all the way back to 4 up, and then Lonzo goes in the game, and whammo, he attacks and gets them back to the New Orleans had scored a basket, but they're still 4 up at this point. And then LaVar says it's about he didn't rebound down the stretch. No, he went soft. He went tentative. He went passive. He quit attacking. He went and stood on the three-point line because he's watching the offense just disintegrate around him. Instead of taking the basketball and the game in his hands and say, I'm going to go in the lane and I'm going to keep making things happen. We're going to keep pushing the basketball and pushing the issue on a New Orleans who was on its heels at that point. So what happens at the end of the interview? We know LaVar from this show. He went into his Don King, grinning, winking, hype master mode, trying to hype a game against the Washington Wizards that is going to be on national television tonight on ESPN. And he says, and I quote, we just heard it, the Wizards better beware because Lonzo ain't losing again, not in the same week. What? You don't need to don't do that. Listen, John Wall is a 4-time All-Star. So now you've effectively called out John Wall. Your son is 19 years of age, missed most of training camp with a bad ankle, and you're painting an even bigger target on his back again for John. This is just the Wizards. Wait until, what are the dates? Wait until November 29th. Guess who comes to Staples? Steph Curry comes to Staples. And wait until December 14th when Lonzo has to visit your man, Shannon. LeBron. He's got to go to the King's house. So
what's he going to do with Russ?
Yeah, what's he going to do? We just go down the list. Go down the list because I don't even put John Wall in the upper tier of those point guards. And I don't blame Gortat for defending his point guard, and then I don't blame or condemn John Wall for saying that he's going to show, this is the quote, no mercy. We love that because that's our theme song here.
Yes.
We get no mercy right here on Undisputed.
Absolutely.
But he's going to show no mercy to a 19-year-old. Yeah. And John Wall said yesterday, certain matchups you really get up for, like when you play Steph. So John Wall says he's going to get as up for poor Lonzo Ball as he gets up for Steph Curry.
Yes.
This is so unfair, and it is so wrong. And in the end, the bottom line to this is that LaVar Ball is showing Lonzo Ball no mercy, right?
Yeah.
This is getting worse and worse and worse, and I'm out. I'm now out. I'm out on LaVar. I'm out on LaVar. And I'm about to be out on the whole circus because this has never happened in the history of sports. I mean, LeBron came out of high school with a target on his back, but it was a positive target. Yeah. I think everybody in the NBA, I think even his opponents were rooting for LeBron.
Yes.
He was a great kid, come up.
Can you imagine if Gloria was hyping LeBron? Yeah. Oh, my son about to kill y'all. Yeah, my son about to give y'all the beat.
Remember when LeBron got after Gloria at the...
Yeah.
And I can't remember the exact quote, but well, he would have told her to shut her up, right?
Yes.
And Lonzo just keeps saying, it's just my dad. It's the way I grew up with this. Yes. Well, he's going to grow down with this if his father isn't.
Skip, I agree with you 100%. And we've said this, and everyone has said this. What LaVar is doing is a huge disservice to Lonzo. And everybody, because you have to look at John Wall. John Wall is, the last 4 years, he's averaged double-digit assists. But he's gone from 17 points a game to 19 to 23. Now he's 24.
You know what? You're right. He's really come a long way. I wasn't the biggest fan of him coming out of college, but he has really worked hard at his craft, and he has earned 4 All-Star appearances.
And you know what you just said? You said, I don't put John Wall in that upper echelon. John Wall wants to be in that upper echelon. So what must he do when he go against other point guards? The Stephs, the Russ, the Chris Paul, the Mike Conley, the Kyries. He's got to go at him. So now he knows, hold on, this guy's getting an awful lot of attention. And he has only been in the NBA for 1 week. We don't count Summer League. He's been in the NBA for 1 week. Now, guess how we heard about LaVar Ball? My son is better than Steph Curry. If you took my son and put him on Golden State, they still win the title. If you put Steph Curry on UCLA, they ain't winning nothing. That's how we first heard about LaVar Ball. And he hasn't stopped. See, he's figured this thing out, Skip, and I've said it all along, what he was trying to do. He's trying to build his brand. He's trying to do what Kris Jenner did for the Kardashians. You saw that $150 million deal they just signed for 5 years. LaVar Ball is like, hold on, if I can just get half of that for just running my mouth, because it's our fault, Skip. We don't put the mic in front of anybody else's parents after a ball game.
But remember, the Kardashians don't have to compete with anybody on a nightly basis. They're basically competing with each other.
Well, what's happened is LaVar got an alligator mouth, but Lonzo got the canary butt. See, they don't jive. He's made it almost even if these guys the guys might not even want to play, might be a little sore. But John Walls know that LaVar, his mouth, he'll talk about this 10 years from now. Yeah, you remember my son did John Wall his rookie year, hit him up for 24 and 15. John Wall said that's not going to happen on my watch. Now, you watch how John Wall sit in that chair and play defense on Lonzo Ball. He's not about to get shown up by a rookie. At some point in time, and I get it, LaVar, you love your kids. There are a lot of people that love their kids with less fanfare. Just because you talk a lot, that don't mean you love your kid more than anyone else. It's great that both mom and dad there done a great job, but a lot of people do a great job of raising their kids. We can do without the fanfare. If Lonzo is as good as you think he is, He can just go out there and prove it. You don't need the hyping. It's hard enough because when you're a high draft pick, Skip, guys go at you. It doesn't matter the sport, football, basketball. They're going to come after you because they want to see, why did you go so high?
Sure, but it's not personal.
No.
This is personal.
Yeah, well, he keeps talking about how he's better than Steph, how he's better than Russ and LeBron. Guys, like, hold on. John Wall is looking at, hold on. You talking about those guys, you just stepping over us, so you basically saying your son already better than me, because most people think that Steph Curry is the best point guard and Russ and CP3. So you basically saying, oh man, forget John Wall.
Yep.
Who is John Wall? My son better than John Wall. John Wall said, I'm about to show you tonight. And you talk about, oh, Lonzo. Lonzo don't lose twice in 1 week. Guess what? Lonzo gonna lose twice in 48 hours. Because when they play back-to-back, they're gonna get drugged. But this is what I love most about sports, Skip. You get to back it up. You can say whatever you want to say. You can either prove or unprove what I've said.
True.
Okay,
but all these point guards, and it's escalating, it's ratcheting up, they all want a piece of the father. They don't want a piece of the son. It's just by extension, the son's the guy in the way on the court. So he's the one they take it out on. And the son's a really good kid. The son doesn't say a word about nothing about nobody,
but
right?
What did Debo do? Debo beat Red down and asked the old man, you want some of this, old man? So they can't get to LaVar. So guess what, Skip? We got to do the son bad because guess what? That's LaVar's pride and joy, Skip. That's his pride and joy. So guess what? We gonna make him look bad. We gonna make him hurt because we'll know that's gonna hurt you because you kept running your trap. So now guess what? I'm sorry, Lonzo. I got to hit you up for 30 and 10. I got to hit you up for 25 and 14. It is not even about you. It's about him. But since I can't get at him, you got to pay.
You're in the way. And again, have you ever observed a classier kid than this kid? Seriously, I'm not exaggerating. He says and does all the right things. He's unselfish to a fault. He shares the basketball. He has low to no ego that I can sense, right?
Well, he's a prideful. I mean, you don't get this far, Skip, without having an ego.
Well, he's pride, but he doesn't display ego, right?
But LaVar is, see, the thing is, like, you remember when Gloria stood up when they filed LeBron hard and LeBron said, sit your, down. LaVar is old school. Lonzo would never tell LaVar that. Could you imagine me telling my grandfather, Barney Porter, he'd step up because somebody did something to me? Papa, sit your, he'd have slapped me right there on live TV. He's an old school guy, Skip, and as you said, he demands respect. And Lonzo's gonna give him that. But at some point in time, LaVar, you have to understand, that's a grown man. He don't need your protection. This is not a street fight or anything like that. They playing the game of basketball. You can sell Ball is Life or whatever your docuseries is. You can sell that, but come on, fall back on your son a little bit.
Hey, I'm here to say that no rookie in any sport ever has had a higher degree of difficulty than what LaVar has created for his son.
Put it like this. Imagine Archie Manning saying, my son already better than John Elway. My son already better than Joe Montana or some of the Pantheon greats and had not even played a down. And then he's still talking as they go 3-13. Oh, that wasn't my son's fault.
You know, that's a good analogy because I know Archie well enough to know he's just as proud, like crazy proud of his two sons. But he does not express it publicly. He's there for them. He's always on the scene. Nope, not going to talk about it.
He said, hey, I listen. They want to vent, I listen. They want to just call and talk, ask how his wife, Olivia, the mom is. But he's not, Archie never struck me as a guy that tried to supersede his son's career. He never tried to be in the forefront. He's like, hey, I did.
Although one huge difference here, Archie was a really good player. Like I know a lot of the kids don't know this, but Archie was stuck on a bad team.
He was a really good player on a really crappy team.
Really bad.
And maybe, Skip, because Archie said, I have my career. Now I don't have to live my life through my kid's career. So maybe that's the difference between LaVar. LaVar played a little NFL football, but his career, I can assure you, his career didn't pan out like he thought it would. So now maybe he's living his life through Lonzo. But, okay, go along for the ride.
Now, Archie would be fiercely protective of his sons
absolutely.
if somebody such as this guy sitting here criticized or over-criticized one of the sons, he might hear about it from the father, but not publicly.
Right.
Privately.
Yes. And that's the thing. Look, LaVar, go along for the ride.
Yeah.
But be in the catbird seat. Let Lonzo drive. You're trying to drive the car. It's his car. Lonzo got the Ferrari, and his dad want to drive the car. Sit over here.
You know what? What shakes me up about this is that Steve Alford at UCLA, obviously the head coach at UCLA, was highly complimentary of LaVar pre-draft, saying that all last year, LaVar did stay out of the way. And LaVar wasn't quoted like this game to game to game during Lonzo's 1 year of college basketball, right?
Right.
But nobody had really discovered LaVar until about 3 months ago, right? Like maybe a month or so before the draft.
Well,
he took off.
Remember about when they went down and beat Kentucky at Rupp, and he said, "Oh, Kentucky can't run with my boy." Oh, my boy.
I guess it started.
You remember De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox went for 39.
That's true. That's true.
And so ever since then, he's like, hold on. But you see all the press I got? Everybody was talking to me. I was on this show. I was on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon and and I'm doing sit-downs. I'm in the magazines. Oh, hold on. You know, that's kind of how them Jenner started, them Kardashians. That's kind of how they started out. Little nobody know. I wish they go away. I wish they go away. I can't take my eyes off him. We still gonna listen to what he had. Because think about it, we played the soundbite, Skip. So people are still listening to what he has to say.
And if you heard the first, I don't think we played it on TV, but LaVar didn't even want to do the interview. He was leaving leaving Staples. I don't even know who the guy was. Just grabbed him and he said, "Okay, do it. Like, get it over with." And then he goes into LaVar mode and blows up the Wizards game.
But Skip, he was doing good. He was talking about
good.
He was talking about how they were down by 20. They got back in the ball.
Mildly critical for the wrong reason, but yeah.
And then all of a sudden he come
hype mode.
Where did John Wall and the Wizards come from? That was so long. I mean,
the guy asked him, what do you think about the Washington game coming up?
Oh, it's going to be a good game.
He goes into his grinning, winking hype mode. Oh, Wizards better beware. They don't need to beware of anything. You need to beware. Now Lonzo has to beware.
Okay, Brandon Ingram, you say you didn't like what they said about it.
Back it up.
What y'all going to do about it? Julius Randle, Clarkson, all you guys, Nash Jr., Larry Nash Jr., what are you going to do about it, Kuzma? I mean, the guy called, hey, when somebody on the opposing team called your guy out.
What are you going to do about it, Brooke Lopez? Because now you got to deal with Gortat, too. He's coming, too. He's coming for you.
Because my job was, Skip, you don't think guys wanted to sack John Elway? Oh, I want to get a sack. Well, if I had to block him, you're not getting a sack on my watch. Oh, I'm going to make sure. I'm already going to, because I don't want you to get, oh, I got a sack on you. I did. No, bro.
Well, John came in with a lot of hype.
Yeah.
A lot of expectation.
Yeah.
But John's first coach made it just as hard on John internally as LaVar's making it on Lonzo externally.
Steve Entman was the same way. He was the number one draft pick. And, you're not getting a sack, bro. You're not getting a sack on John Elway. Not today. So we made sure he didn't get no sack. He batted the ball down, but, hell, you're the first pick in the draft. You bat a ball down and you out there celebrating like you got a strip sack and won the game.
What happened to Peyton Manning his rookie year? Remember that? Did they give it to him?
3 of 13.
Yeah. Did he not throw the most picks in the whole NFL that year?
Yes.
He sure did.
Yes. Yes. But you know what? Archie still wouldn't say, oh, my boy's still better than John.
But we've never seen anything like LaVar.
No.
Ever.
And we all played a part in creating this monster that is LaVar.
You're right.
And diamonds are made under pressure. So Lonzo is a grown man, like you said. He is 19 and a rookie.
He doesn't have his grown man's body yet.
No, but if he were to get in trouble, we would criticize him like he's a man. So he can at any point do what LeBron did and not be disrespectful, but just say, hey, just so everyone knows, I don't co-sign what my dad is saying. I have respect for all of my, competitors. Lonzo can say that, and he's not saying it. So maybe Lonzo likes this.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe Archie would, if they'd had social media back then, we don't know what these parents would have done.
He couldn't have stopped himself?
Yeah.
Maybe.
They got it now, Archie. I don't really think Archie and Olivia are the type that's going to be on social media.
Well, I think this is not the end of LaVar calling people out. I think we can all agree on that.
No mercy.
LeBron started at point guard for the first time since 2005 last night. LeBron finished with 34 points and 13 assists as the Cavs beat the Bulls. Bulls. Cleveland had to play musical chairs with their lineup because Derrick Rose was out with an ankle injury. After the game, LeBron talked about the position change.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always learned every position on the floor. When I started playing ball, for some odd reason, I could learn every single position on the floor all at one time. The point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center, and know all the plays, what they're doing, and what's the reads. And to this day, obviously, still, if coach slides me to the 1, I know every set. If he slides me to the 5, I know the 5. I know the 4, I know the 3, I know the 2. I know every single play in every single position. So it makes the job a lot easier for me because I know where I should be and where my teammates should be.
Some odd reason, right, Skip?
Some odd reason. I don't know why.
Stop it, Skip, baby.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he is.
Born genius.
He's a savant.
Well,
He's Rain Man on the
He
basketball
is.
court.
I agree.
What did you learn last night,
I
Shannon?
didn't learn jack.
Really?
No, because I
Jack
already
didn't
knew. Yeah, I learned diddly poo. Because all he did was show me what I already knew. He's the baddest man breathing that can dribble a basketball currently. He's the most versatile player to ever play the game of basketball. I already knew these things. I knew he's already led the league in scoring. If he wanted to, he could lead the league in assists. If he wanted to, he could go down to 4, play power forward, and lead the league in rebounders if he wanted to. So what did I learn last night? Nothing. But I tell you, I learned a little something. They need to keep him in this spot. Because who's a better point guard, him or Derrick Rose? Who's a better point guard, him or Isaiah Thomas when he come back? With this lineup, this is their best unit because now you have spacing. Kevin Love can go back to his natural position, which is a 4, become a stretch 4. Now you got Jay Crowder, who can space the floor, can shoot the 3. Now you insert J.R. Smith, the 2 guard, space the floor, shoot the 3. Now LeBron go to work on him. Shot 65% last night. You saw him. What was it? Skip, what did he do in 3-point line? Let me look at my note. My researcher ain't write this down for me. Let me see what we got there. LeBron James, 3-point. What does 3P mean and 3PA mean? He made 3, he made 4, he shot 6. Wow. Skip, do you know what LeBron is shooting from the free throw line? I told you LeBron was going to be bad this year. Told you win the MVP.
I think he's just going to be bad from the free throw line, like he always
He's shooting 88%.
I've offered to bet you 5 cases of Diet Mountain Dew. He will not shoot 80% or above.
88 right now.
Okay, you want to bet?
15 or 17.
No, you're backing down again.
So
Put your dew where your mouth is.
we're going to talk.
80.
We got plenty of time.
I mean, come on. The greats shoot 90.
No, Michael Jordan never shot 90.
Well, he shot
he did great.
85.
That's not 90.
Well, okay, let's go 80 for this year. Put it on right
No.
now.
I-
Do it.
I say.
Do the do.
How about this here?
You won't do it because you know what's going to happen.
How about this?
He'll wind up at 68%,
How about
like
this?
he always does.
He'll shoot a career high from the free throw line, whatever that is.
What is it, 69?
No, he didn't. It's not 69. So, Skip, what did I learn last night? Nothing. Because I already knew who and what this young man is. And you didn't learn anything either. But your head hard. Your head hard.
I learned a whole lot last
Even if I cut your head open and tried to pour you this knowledge in there, you wouldn't receive it.
Nope, it's too hard.
78 is his career high.
Okay, he'll shoot a career high.
79?
He'll shoot a career if it's 78.3. That's
Okay.
a career high. Bet.
Okay, 79. I'll do it. A case of dew for 79%.
A career high.
79. You got to go to 79. Come on. 79? It's not even 80.
So?
Well, have some guts.
I got guts. That's why I'm going career high.
That's the problem. Yeah. Okay. What did I learn?
Yeah, what did you learn?
I learned what I've said for 15 years on national television since LeBron first started in this league. I said that the best point guard in basketball is LeBron James. Magic-like is LeBron James.
Yeah.
That nobody currently breathing, dribbling a basketball can dominate a game from the point guard position the way LeBron can when he's in the mode he was in last night, which is flat-out attack mode.
Any position.
He is a scoring point guard. He is the essence of the freight train point guard who can dish it or get it to the rack unstoppably.
Or shoot the three.
Unstoppably. He made threes, and you know and I know what's going to happen to that.
I know what's going to happen. He going to shoot a career high from there, too. You want to do on that?
No, I just want the free throw line. So, I have said this many times before on the old show. The best 3 games I ever saw LeBron James play, the essence of LeBron James, were games 1, 2, and 3 against Golden State the first time around in the 2015 finals when the Warriors weren't quite yet the Warriors. They weren't sure who they were. Remember that series? And Kevin Love, not available going into game 1. Kyrie,
Gets hurt in overtime.
just horrific injury in overtime. Gone. And what happened in game 2? Game 3, remember this? Game 2, LeBron plays 50 minutes. It goes to overtime. They prevailed in overtime, 95-93, because LeBron scored 39 points. He shot 11 for 35, not a great shooting night, but still, he took 35 shots. He had 16 rebounds and 11 assists. Big-time numbers, and got them to overtime at Oracle, and they won it, and they went home 1-all. What happened in game 3? 46 minutes LeBron played, scored 40 points, 14 of 34, so he took 34 shots. I loved it because this is the only way they're going to do this. And that night, he had 12 rebounds and 8 assists. He had low turnovers in all 3 games.
Right.
It was, you want to talk about a tour de force? That was it. 96-91 Cavaliers. Game 4 is back in LeBron's house. And he came up small. And I still don't get it. That's the most mystifying game of LeBron's career. They had them on the ropes. They had them on the run. But to Steve Kerr's credit, he made a switch in the starting lineup.
And he found this by accident because they were down big in game 3. And they put Andre Iguodala. They battled back. And he's like, hold on. I think I might have found something here. He stumbled on it by accident.
And he started him
and it was
in game 4.
Blessing in
and
disguise.
Iguodala goes on to win MVP of the series, which is of the finals, which is mind-blowing to me. But those 3 games, 1, 2, and 3, that was the LeBron James that is as dominant at that position as I've ever seen. So, now back to last night. It reminded me of those 3 games, except for the opponent. The Bulls are terrible. The Bulls are 0-3.
Yeah.
Now
hold on. Now, so why do you care about 0-3? Because the 49ers were 0-6 when you played them.
Put this in some context of what LeBron was able to pull off last night. Because the 0-3 Bulls had played my Spurs last Saturday night on their home court in Chicago, and they managed a grand total against the Spurs, without the Spurs' best defender in basketball on their roster right now, no Kawhi Leonard. They managed 77 total points in that game. That's 4 quarters, 77 points. Last night in the first half against LeBron and company, they scored 65 points. 65? So here we go again. So LeBron was concentrating solely on offense, and LeBron, the defense is sort of optional for LeBron.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Remember what happened last year?
Yeah.
LeBron's team tailed off by the end of the year. They ranked 22nd in defensive efficiency. Remember that?
Yes, but I can assure you, this lineup got no scrimmage time during the offseason together. Tristan, Kevin Love, LeBron, JR, and Jay Crowder. I guarantee you they didn't play 1 minute together. This is also, I believe, their best defensive unit. Jay Crowder can play defense. JR plays really good defense. LeBron is not the defensive guy that he once was, but he can still roam. Tristan Thompson is a hell of a defensive player. So not only is this their best offensive unit because of the spacing and the three-point shooters, this is also the best unit they can trot out there for defensive purposes. So with that being said, Skip Bayless, look, they're figuring this out. You look at D-Wade, played less than 20 minutes, 11 points.
So LeBron James played a game-high 37 minutes last night after preseason saying, I got to cut it down. His goal this year was to shave down the minutes, keep him to a low roar, right? Try to be Popovich-like, Spurs-like, right?
Let Pop keep his system in San Antonio.
Okay. 37 minutes. That means through 3 games, LeBron has played the 3rd most minutes in the entire NBA after he played the 1st most minutes last year for the whole season. What's he doing?
Skip.
It's the Bulls. It's supposed to be a breather.
No.
You get a break. You get the Bulls at home. They're probably going to wind up being the worst team in the NBA.
Skip,
You got him at home.
Why
you played 37 minutes. You played almost the entire fourth quarter. You missed like 30 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Why do you
Really?
think LeBron lift all those damn weights? Why do you
Wow.
think he eats, have that chef to come over and prepare his meals? Why do you think he spends $3-4 million year round to make sure his body's in tip-top shape so he can go out there and do that?
Somebody's got to save him from himself
Don't-
because clearly assistant coach Lou can't stop him. You got to stop him. You got to pull him back.
No.
Keep him on the bench.
No.
37 minutes. He's being guarded by the immortal Paul Zipser. Do you know who Paul Zipser? That's who guarded him most of the game. Paul Zipser. Check it out. Paul
Marketing.
Zipser.
What's his name?
Laurie Markkinen.
Yeah, marketing.
Yeah.
Gave it. Oh, he was shooting. He was letting it go.
Okay.
Good.
So what about him? But again,
a good player.
I'm glad you brought up Laurie Markkinen because he's a rookie from Arizona. He's 7 feet tall. He might weigh like 185 pounds. So
bullied him.
late in the game, LeBron's still in the game, pouring it on. Was he trying to pile up his stats? I
No,
don't know.
no.
I don't know what he was
No, the
doing.
game
But
was
what
nip and
are you
tuck.
doing?
Stop
Oh,
it.
nip and tuck. It's a 6-point game. And okay, with a minute to go, and you're still in there just pounding. So they have a switch, and he gets Laurie Markkinen on him, the 7-footer, 185 pounds. And could we see what happened on this play? LeBron, of course, attacks the rack. Here he goes, drives him in. And then watch LeBron walk away from this play.
Yeah,
He's
check it
doing-
out.
He's doing the shoulders flex. He's flexing his shoulders. He took Laurie Markkinen to the rack, and he's giving it this. Like,
Shake
see
it
what I
off.
just did?
Shake it off.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't
Shake
take,
him off,
He
bro.
didn't take Kawhi.
You
to
get
the
Bron
rack.
shake him off, Joy.
He's doing this. He's going back to the bench doing this. He's flexing his shoulders on Laurie Markkinen.
You know
what are you doing?
Let me ask you a question.
Listen, this man is so great. He doesn't need to do that. Somewhere Michael Jordan was laughing out loud. Seriously. He was rolling the eyes that you say are
Well,
those
he was in the
skinny
first
hen
round
eyes.
of the playoff.
He's rolling them.
Before
Yeah.
they brown, you know that yak and the cigar. He's smoking 6 cigars a day, Joe. I told you. This is what we know. Nobody else in the NBA can do what LeBron. You think Kevin Durant can move to point guard? Can Steph Curry move to the 3?
No.
Okay, can Russell Westbrook play the 5?
Hey, only LeBron can take Laurie Markkinen to the rack. I've never seen it like it before.
Shook him off. Shook him off.
Give it this, man.
Shake him off.
I got it.
Shake it. Joy, you know you like it.
I got it.
We
what?
got it. All
it's
up,
Laurie
all up,
Markkinen.
Why
does he need
in
to
the NBA.
embellish?
He in the
And
NBA.
then help me out here. So I'm watching NBA TV, and LeBron does a post game with Dennis
D.
Scott.
Scott, yeah.
Did you see it? He
Yeah.
kept calling him D. Scott.
Yeah, that's what everybody calls him.
LeBron says, you won't. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he says, you won't believe this, D. Scott, but I turned my other ankle.
He did.
tonight."
You saw it.
Oh.
You saw it.
Oh.
You saw it.
Turned his other
He
ankle.
did. You saw it.
I did not see
Yes,
it. I
you
didn't
did.
see him limp one time.
Skip.
So
the
so
man
now,
stepped on the dude's ankle. He passed and got it for 3 though. You should have made that 3 though. LeBron got that 3 off.
okay, so we're to believe that he really turned the
left one, he
first
did,
ankle,
yes.
okay, and it was so bad that he still decided to play the second to last preseason game and played all the first 3 quarters and didn't limp once except when he didn't get a call and he limped to the bench because he didn't get a call.
Imagine.
And then he was game time decision for game number 1 against Boston at
dropped
home.
26, 16, and 9.
And guess what? He played 41 minutes
And
that
dropped
night on. It was miraculous. It was a miracle.
And
He
I'll
played-
tell you what, dropped 29, 16, and 9 on him.
So-
And they asked Kyrie was in Philly. They Kyrie, where's LeBron? And he got a $25,000 fine.
So after he dominates Zipser and Markkinen last
Jaylen
night,
Brown.
he has to tell D. Scott, I turned my other ankle.
He
So
did.
now I got to go work on my other ankle.
you're gonna get
because
on it.
You got to hype it. You got to embellish and
No,
exaggerate.
no.
And it's like he's the best player on the planet. You really don't need to exaggerate.
Say it again. He's the what?
He's the best player on the planet.
Okay.
That's what you
so-
taught me.
No, so
I'm just going on
don't
what you told me.
And 20, so
He's the best player
for
on
the
the planet.
next year.
Why does he
don't
have to
you
keep-
mention Kevin Durant and Kawhi?
I'm
in that
playing
sentence.
on 2 bad ankles.
He is.
Yeah.
He heard it.
Yeah.
But you know and I know, Skip. The man, he pays all this
Ah.
money because he's in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Round the clock. Say he called his chef.
You know
say
what?
he wanted some buckwheat pancakes
After
with
the game, he
wheat
probably
germ.
took Laurie Markkinen back to the weight room and just benched him like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Why you think
Yeah, he
why you
could.
think he posts all those
Good.
videos on
He can
Instagram?
bench 185, can he?
Why? First of all, why you think he posts all that? When he posts stuff, what is he doing, Skip? He's working out. He's on that Swiss ball with the shaking ab just everywhere.
Well, he's in phenomenal shape.
So he can play
Iron
those
Man.
37,
Yep.
45 minutes if he need it.
On 2 bad ankles.
2 bad, well, it was
Easy.
1 bad one in the game, and he hurt the other one.
Right.
And it still gave him the business.
Well, you have to keep the excuse machine well oiled, or then later on in the
Kind
season,
of like me, Joy. My knees be
functions.
creaking in the morning. I begin skip the business on 2 bad knees.
2 bad knees. But you could beat Jason Witten in a race, though.
Blow the doze off it.
No mercy.
Right now, nobody seems to know how good the Cowboys are. USA Today ranked the Cowboys 19th in this week's power rankings, while ESPN ranked Dallas 5th. The Cowboys are now 3-3 after a blowout win against the 49ers on the road on Sunday. Look at these two.
The odd couple is back.
What's
up, buddy?
Still look who's back. Ink, pen, and teller.
Good nickname. I like that.
Which one's ink pen?
The reporter.
That's right.
I'm a reporter.
I'm a reporter. Remember that.
I report.
Welcome back. We're joined by former NFL coach Eric Mangini. Welcome back, Eric. And Rob Parker.
And Rob Parker.
And
What's
Rob
up,
Parker.
buddy?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All of y'all share the same dressing room. Y'all come in.
Not
talk.
today.
Not today.
They broke y'all up.
Yeah.
Broke us up.
Rob, I'll start with you. Where should Dallas be ranked?
They should be ranked 19th because the Dallas Cowboys are straight up frauds.
Frauds.
They're frauds, Skip.
Oh, it's because
you
you're
know
a
it.
reporter.
You know it's Skip. Hear me out.
Hear me out. They're 3-3, but look at the 3 wins that they've had, right? They haven't beaten anybody. Giants, Cardinals, and the 49ers, who are 4-17 collectively. So they haven't beaten anybody. So that's why they shouldn't be ranked as high. The people at ESPN, obviously they have a merchandising deal with the Cowboys going or something, because there's no way, no how they should be ranked 5th. They are, right now, I think when you look at the Cowboys, and I know you want to say they're going to turn the corner now, but up until this point, they haven't been the team that they were a year ago. They just haven't.
So those 80 voters at ESPN are fraudulent, I guess?
Yeah, they're frauds as well. The Cowboys, until they start beating some better teams, and they'll have their chances, I'm not buying into them. They're not the team that won 11 in a row last year, and the teams that they've feasted on, I'm not impressed.
Now for some real perspective.
Yeah, and look, New England was supposed to be undefeated, and they're supposed to have a great all-around complementary defense and team, and that hasn't worked out that well. But they're still pretty highly ranked, aren't they? And so I'd say it's the same thing with the Cowboys. When you look at it, they're top 5 in a lot of key categories. So it's third down, it's red zone, it's sacks allowed, it's rush yards per game. It's all those things that to me are going to define the offense moving forward. And plus, I really like what they're doing defensively in the sense that they're creating negative plays now. So I think they're third in the league in negative plays and first in the NFC, which is something they weren't very good at last year. So they've got a chance to put offenses behind the count and getting those second and longs, third and longs. And I'm a lot more sold on Dak Prescott this year than I was last year.
But Eric,
Wait, did you hear what he just said? He's a lot more sold on Dak Prescott than he was last year.
But that's sold on Carson Wentz more, though, right?
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we got some wisdom going into this.
But Eric, just one thing. Sports has a short menu. It's still wins and losses.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. You should know that being a football coach. You could throw all the stats you want. The reason, right?
You're like
the
the
reason you
king
got
of
to
irrational stats to back up your point, and now stats aren't.
They're not.
valid?
It's about wins and losses. It's always about. That's what the
Rob,
game is
Rob,
about.
the difference between the stats I quote and the stats you quote is mine are actually significant to,
That is
to
true.
what goes on in a football game.
Yep.
I mean, what stat are you going to quote now?
I don't have one.
How
Shocking.
about this? Okay, they lost 3 games. Rob, you mentioned 49ers, Cardinals, and the Giants, 4-17. How about the teams that beat them? The Broncos, ranked behind them. Better record. The Rams, better record. Green Bay, better record. How do I have a better record than you? I beat you head to head, but you get ranked in front of me. You talk about the Patriots. The Patriots didn't lose to the Jets. They didn't lose to no crappy team. They lost to Kansas City. Kansas City pretty good. You like Kansas City? I like Kansas City. Yeah, I thought you would.
They're okay.
But things ebb and flow. Kansas City's coming off of back-to-back losses. I mean, it's
But they're
Even
still,
though-
a,
it's,
but they're
it's
still
the
a good
whole
team.
it's the whole picture, and it's how you look at them. You know, if they had to play
They won one.
head-to-head.
They won one. I mean, the Cowboys won 1 in a row. They beat the 0-16. They're 3-3. There are 14 teams currently in the NFL that has a better record So I don't know what kind of glasses, what kind of Hubble telescope you got. But what kind of glasses you got? You got LASIK. You got LASIK.
I have LASIK.
Okay.
But I also have those supermarket glasses with reading.
The readers.
You're saying that I'm looking through those?
Skip, this is Skip. Listen, we keep talking about this. ESPN put this together. Skip Bayless put this thing together because there's nobody
I
in
don't
their
work
right
for
mind.
ESPN anymore.
No, nobody in their right
influence
mind
over there.
with a 3-3 team going to say they're a top 5 team.
What does your eye test tell you?
Seattle's better.
And how dare you doubt one of the top defensive coordinators in NFL history sitting across from me, and a man who was twice a head coach in the league?
Just settle down.
You know,
whatever snarky thing you're about to say, just tone it down.
I couldn't even get it out.
Because I know you're like.
I was going to say, yeah,
What?
that's why he's sitting next to me.
No, that was before. That
It's
was
because I'm a reporter. I reported for 30 years.
that was the top 5 defensive coordinator with or without cameras, Rob.
Oh.
Oh, he'll set you up for your
Really?
joke.
There you go.
You
For your
too?
joke, yeah.
I'm sorry, Eben. I'm sorry.
couldn't help me.
Hater number 1 and hater number 2.
Rob, rub
It's
it off.
ridiculous.
It's like the Lonzo LaVar. They're actually hating the Cowboys, and you're just in the way.
I
You're
know,
just
it's
fodder.
unfortunate.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
once you pick Dak over Carson, you and I
You're
out. We out.
You're out. So
We can get in that discussion later.
there are 10 games left on the Cowboys' schedule. That's a lot of games, double-digit games. And what I saw against San Francisco, and again, San Francisco's not very good, but they had played 5 straight close games and lost by 3 points or fewer. And I saw a Cowboy team that needed a bye week to figure things out, to get the offense back on track, especially up front. And I saw some cohesion for the first time. I saw holes get opened in a decent 49er front for Ezekiel Elliott that had not been opened before. I saw Dak Prescott play once again at an even higher level than he played as a rookie. And I saw what I think will continue to become the most explosive offense in the NFC. And I saw a defense under Rod Marinelli, who's a fine coordinator in and of his own right, who had the 5th best scoring defense in football last year. And he's playing, remember, the Cowboys as a team are the 2nd youngest team in the NFL. And they're just starting to figure it out on defense because they got their leader back. Sean Lee missed 2 huge home games in which they were ahead of Aaron Rodgers 21-6 in the first half, and they were ahead of the Los Angeles Rams 24-13 in the first half. But without Sean Lee, the defense couldn't get them home in the
What
second
about the
half.
offense scoring 6 points in the second half against the Rams? The Sean Lee play offense was Dak
Why did they
Prescott
stop
and Ezekiel
scoring,
Elliott.
Skip?
Yes.
Yeah, help me out. When Dak Prescott throws a perfect pass and
we
hits
go.
Terrence Williams right in the hands, and T. Will turns into T. Won't, and it goes right through his hands to a Packer who returns it for a touchdown. Help me out. Is that Dak's fault?
It's called football. It happened.
I agree with Skip in terms of the impact of Sean Lee. Sean Lee, we talk about losing a quarterback on offense. Sean Lee's the quarterback on defense. He makes things go for that group. And the other thing that people forget is each season you got to figure out who you are. So you go into the season with what you want to be, and then you end up playing the season with what you have to be. And Dallas they've had as many distractions as anybody. They had all the pressure of coming off the season that they had last year, that you got to figure out how to deal with success. There's a learning process that goes on early in the season, and there's a lot of encouraging things in Dallas that I think is going to help them as they move forward. And I think that's why they have the ranking they have.
Are the Cowboys the only team that has 10 games left? Because it seems to be the Cowboys the only team that play 10 more games. Are there any other teams in the NFL that's gonna play 10 games?
I don't know where you're going with this.
No, but
yeah, I think there's other
Skip.
ones.
The Cowboys has 10 games left.
Everybody has 10 games left.
Not everybody. The Eagles don't have 10.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you brought the Eagles up. Since 1990, the current format of the playoffs, every team that started 6-1 or better through 7 games have gone to the playoffs.
Oh, so should we just end the season right now?
27 have
History
made the
says
Super Bowl.
End the season.
27
Right?
made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
14 have won.
Oh.
I feel real good about my Eagles.
But the only thing when you look at the
Your
Eagles,
Eagles?
last year they started 4-0, and then at one point they were 5-2, and then they finished 7-9.
What
So
happened, Shannon?
To me,
Help me out.
with Carson Wentz, he had a great start to last year.
Yeah.
And he played extremely well, and he's doing it again. Now what we haven't seen is how well is he going to finish? How well is he going to continue to develop? How well is this team going to be able to deal with success? Because last year, they didn't do a very good job with it. So that's why I think you have to look at it as a little bit of a cautionary tale with what Philly is.
So
right
why-
now.
why
what about the Cowboys cautionary
Right,
tale?
why don't you look at the
They
Cowboys
were 13
that
and 3.
way?
They won 11 straight. So what should they tell us? And they lost their first playoff game. So what should that tell us about them?
Look, I'm not saying I don't know where you're going with that either.
He
Shannon.
doesn't know
I
either.
think that it's a team that is trying to figure out where it needs to be, and it's gotten a lot closer to that. Dealing with Zeke and whether or not he was going to be there or not going to be there, there was a lot of transition there. Sean Lee being down at different points.
He won't be there after Sunday.
The changes in the secondary, dealing with success, figuring out all those things. You know, it takes some time.
But their ranking shouldn't be based on what you
you
think
they're
they're
gonna
going to
be-
do.
what
It's
are they
about what
right
have
now?
they done.
It's
and what
based
they've done
on-
is they haven't beaten anybody.
To me, it's based on how you feel they are versus everybody else. And if you feel that team is the 5th best team versus everybody
You
else.
believe that ranking, 5th?
I don't
They're
think
better than Seattle.
I don't think it's 5th, but I definitely don't think it's 19th. I think it's in the top 10.
I think it's 5th. And I got a question for you, Mr. Eagle, across from me.
Yes.
What happened to the left tackle on Monday night, the cornerstone left tackle of the Philadelphia
He went
Eagles?
down,
He
Skip.
went down for the season,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And
So
what
did
happened
Jordan
to
Hicks.
yet another linebacker, another one, because
Yeah.
Michael Kendricks is out with, I think, a torn hamstring, and
Yes.
Jordan Hicks ruptured his Achilles
Yes.
tendon. So are you sure? Are you sure? How about Big V now in
I
left
like-
tackle? Are you sure?
I believe number 11 for the Eagles is a once-in-a-lifetime
Yeah,
player.
transcendent.
He is the
Yeah.
president of Pennsylvania.
transcendental.
That's my new guy. That's my guy.
What happened?
I don't know.
It's the water out in California. Suddenly it's changed.
Because
It's the water.
Because Skip, like,
pretty-
when they have a
pretty
24.
clever.
I'm just trying to understand. With Zeke, I understand Zeke has a lot going on off the field. But he did play in the Rams game, and they had a 24. At one point, they were up 24-6. They scored 6 points with Zeke and Dak on that offense in the second half. They were up on the Packers. And they scored
21-6.
Oh, yeah. And they scored.
No Sean Lee.
But what about the offense? He doesn't play offense.
Yeah,
what
but
stopped them from
Both
scoring?
Aaron Rodgers and the Rams offense just took over in one time of possession, dominated the second half.
Hold on, don't you, hold on. Let me ask you. I mean, you're a football coach. So when the team scores,
Sometimes.
no, I'm saying no. He's still a football coach
Yeah.
at heart.
Oh.
So when you score a touchdown, you kick the ball off. This is not like one-on-one basketball, make it, take it. So when you kick the ball off, does the opposing team offense come on the field?
Yeah.
So did Dallas get an opportunity to score the ball?
This is like some weird mock court.
Yeah.
Because Skip
Does
wants to
this
make
happen?
Yes.
Does it? Yes.
Skip wants to
Yes,
make
does.
it appear like the Rams got an opportunity to score a touchdown, and then they got the ball right back.
Yeah, and
Right, and
I'm
the
Judge
Cowboys
Judy.
did.
Rank 5th.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's where you're
bogus.
going to?
Yeah.
It is.
Bogus.
It's fraudulent.
Fraudulent.
In ESPN's latest power rankings, the Cowboys are ranked 5th, 2 spots ahead of the LA Rams. The Rams have the better record and also beat the Cowboys in Dallas a few weeks ago. We're joined by FS1 NFL analyst and
Why you looking around?
It's a good morning.
That's a
isn't it?
great morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to the Dallas Cowboys.
Good morning.
We're ranked 5th.
Good morning, LA. Good morning, LA.
Eric,
What's the question?
should Dallas be ranked ahead of the Rams?
Let me ask you a question. Who did this rank?
80 voters on ESPN.com.
And Skip was one of them.
80 of the
80 voters.
smartest. Yep.
So
It's
they must
like
be-
a Mensa
So
collection. of
what they're
voters.
not doing this here?
No, they're not doing that. No.
Who we like? We like the Cowboys.
Yes.
We love them.
Skip.
You know, I got
don't work
got
at
so many
ESPN.
notes here. I can't. It's just so much. But we're gonna start with the quarterback position. We're gonna start there. Now you got to understand that our quarterback, Jared Goff, is a young guy. This year to me is like his rookie season. He's like a rookie starting over.
Right.
Because Jeff Fisher and them, that offense did not give him a chance at all. Dak Prescott most definitely got the jump on him.
Yeah.
So now let's look at this year, not last year. Last year I say he was 0-7 as a starter.
Yeah.
This year he's 5-2. He could be easily 6-1. So his rating right now is 59.9. What Dak is 62.7. That's good.
You're
That's
just
close.
passer rating.
At passer rating, right.
Yeah.
The yards he has, Goff has 1,719. Dak has 1,426. 9 TDs for my quarterback. I'm just going to say your quarterback. He has 14. I give you that. My quarterback has one rushing touchdown. Your quarterback has 4.
It sounds like you're making a case for
I'm
my
not.
quarterback.
I'm just going to show you how close it is for a guy who
it doesn't
really.
seem that close
It
to
is
me.
very close for a guy who did not even have a chance. Even you said it. I think he's a bust. I don't see it in it. And
I did not say he was.
Yes, you-
I did not.
You did say-
I said
you just-
before the draft I liked him.
Did you
I did. I liked him. I said Jeff Fisher stunted his growth. I'm not a Jeff Fisher fan. I said
Okay,
all
well,
last year.
Hey, stop. Let me finish. So now, let's just go look at the football teams. I told you this, and you disagree with me with it. I said I would take Todd Gurley over Zeke any day. You say, oh, you're crazy. Todd's a better back. He really is. And it's showing him, when he has an offensive line, it shows what he can do. It really does. We got the number one scoring offense in the National Football. We beat the Cowboys. How are you behind the team you beat? I don't understand. And what you'll say, you scored 30 points. Okay, you scored 30 points. We scored 31. That means a loss.
L.
L. I mean,
ED.
they beat the San Francisco 49ers last
Have you ever seen
You would swear that they beat the
Patriots?
The Eagles.
The 85 Bears.
The 85 Bears. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, y'all not going to win the division. You're not going to even win this week against the Washington Redskins. I'm gonna stop right there.
You want a better case to do on it too, so I can.
I'll take 2 cases to your 1 case.
That's what I'm talking about, ED.
I'm so sure about
That's what I'm talking about, ED.
I'm so sure. I'm so sure.
He's so sure he betting 2 to 1.
So now, if I win, as I'm going to win this game,
okay.
You guys are going to owe me 3 cases of due.
No, you're going to be down 3 cases because you're not winning.
3 cases.
You're betting on Kirk Cousins. Do you realize?
AD, I've been trying to figure this out myself. Look at, they're 3-3. There are 14 teams currently in the NFL that have a better record than the Cowboys. They're tied for 15th. Okay, they beat the 49ers. They're the 31st ranked team. They beat Arizona, the 29th ranked team. They beat the Giants, the 28th ranked team. They lost to the Broncos, who's ranked behind them. They lost to the Rams, who's ranked behind them. They lost to the Packers, who's ranked behind them. Now,
explain this to me. Explain it to me.
If Zeke had missed 2 of those games, 3 of those games, Dak had missed those games.
They may be 1.
I've never seen a team get so much praise and adulation for beating an 0-6 team.
Didn't that you were swore that they played the I don't know, the 85 Bears.
Did you see what they did?
Did you see Zeke run? Did you see that? They should have. Did you see Sean Lee? He's back.
Yeah. He is. Sean Lee Singletary. Go ahead.
Come on, go ahead.
You know, I forgive Eric Dickerson. I love Eric Dickerson.
I love you too, Skip.
He's got Rams in his blood. He's not just a Rams fan. He was the Ram.
He had a poster, Eric the Ram.
That's correct. I mean, he is the greatest Los Angeles Ram, and now he is an ambassador for the Los Angeles Rams. And so I appreciate and respect that. But you have zero objectivity because I'm going to remind you, your Rams went to San Francisco, and what happened?
They won.
It was 41-39, and guess what happened? The 49ers went for 2 to tie late in the game with 2 minutes left to tie it at 41, and then got the onside kick and just couldn't move the ball because they're the 49ers.
Oh, really?
But win. Oh, yeah. 41-39.
Win.
Then my Cowboys go to the very same stadium, and all of a sudden it's 40-3. Dallas. And so anybody, I know you guys allegedly know football because you're Hall of Famers, but anybody who really knows football is just watching using the eye test. The Cowboys are back. They had a bye week. They finally got their defense together because they are the second youngest team in all of pro football. And all of a sudden, the kids can play. And guess who came back? Right on schedule, Sean Lee, by far the best player on defense, came back. He's the leader. He's the driving force. He's the middle linebacker who would not have let Todd Gurley escape the way he escaped in the second half of Jerry World in a game that my Cowboys led 24-13 in the first half. But without Sean Lee in the second half, the kids couldn't hold on. How did they get that lead?
Yeah.
Because they have the most explosive offense in the league. More explosive than your offense.
I disagree with that.
I'm
We
sorry.
got better receivers, better running back, quarterback. I give you that.
24-13. But without Sean Lee and a bunch of kids playing 3 kids in the secondary, you couldn't hang on. And Todd Gurley, he doesn't go for a 53-yard pass and run against Sean Lee because Sean Lee would have been covering him, and he wouldn't have run for 80 yards on the ground in the second half if Sean Lee had been busting him up in the hole.
Sean Lee must be everywhere. Is everybody Sean Lee on the team? So Sean Lee make all the time.
What did Rob Ryan, who was the coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys and knows Sean Lee and watched him prep for every game, he calls him a freak because of his preparation and his attack mode that he plays with.
Okay.
I think he's the
I'll
Look
say
at my
this
eyes,
much,
ED.
Oh my gosh! You know, look at y'all's defense compared to defense with defense. I
Yeah,
mean, now
you got a good one.
I'll give you this here. You know, we got down to Dallas. We didn't play well defensively the first half, but it's two halves to a football game.
24
6
points.
points.
Quit
Game
talking
6.
about that. You had to. Let's say you had 44 points. You know, in the Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons, they jumped out to a lead. What happened in that game? That's where I rest my case.
I just want to know one thing. Okay, y'all beat the 49ers by 30 points. The Cowboys did. ED, y'all beat them by 2 points.
By 2 points.
2 points?
How many wins did you get? You got 1 win for that, right?
Yeah, right.
You got
2
1 win.
points? You beat him by 2 points?
But they beat.
What did your eye test tell you after the game on Sunday?
Who was picked to win in that game?
Who was picked to win?
Yeah, who's the
Dallas
favorite?
was picked to win.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys were picked to be big favorites.
And
in that
y'all
game.
was picked to beat the Broncos. And y'all was picked to beat the Packers.
We're picked to win every game. And we were ahead of Aaron Rodgers 21-6.
Golly,
But we
you
didn't
keep
have Sean
talking about
Lee.
these
And the
We
leads,
didn't
these
have Sean Lee.
In Vegas, and all the people that be betting on the Cowboys to win, in Vegas just rake that money.
So help me out. Is the season over? Oh, I forgot. They did throw the parade in Philadelphia yesterday.
No,
we didn't even do a talking about it.
Talk about
And
why
how
you do
did you
that?
get back so fast from Canton?
First of all,
after you inducted?
they have 10 games left, right?
Yeah. 10 games? That's double-digit games
It's
left.
also an opportunity for you to have double-digit losses.
Steve, y'all not going to make the playoffs.
You know what Jerry Jones went
Yeah, and what'd you say, ED?
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Oh,
They're
my
not gonna
goodness.
play- They're not going to make the
Once
playoffs.
upon a time,
We're going to do y'all a favor.
Jerry Jones pulled me aside one time. It was like about 6 weeks into the year, and it was back in days I was on a pregame Monday Night Football show. This is back in the 90s on ESPN. And he said, why do you guys try to decide the season every week? I said, it's just what we do. It's what everybody tries to do. You try to decide it. And he said, well, it's a long season. So now I'm just telling you what Jerry Jones. That's what I learned from Jerry Jones.
You know what? Well, you were LeVar Ball. You LeVar Ball for the Cowboys. You skip ball.
Really?
Yeah, because you be hyping them up. You know they terrible, and you still
Wait a
hyping
second.
You know what we're going to do for you, though.
Is Dak a rookie this year? No. I saw what he did last year. Is Zeke a rookie? No. I saw him lead the league in rushing.
I see what Carson
Is the
Wentz
offensive
doing.
line a bunch of rookies? No. The
You've been
three of them
killing
are ranked in
offensive
the
line.
top 25.
You've been bashing them.
Because they haven't played very well until Sunday.
Oh, just the 49ers.
We're going to do you a favor later this month. We're going to do you a favor. We're going to beat the Eagles just for you.
Really?
We're going to help y'all
I
out.
would take
We're gonna help
that.
y'all out. But
I may need that.
But it ain't going to help you because you're going to be too far behind. It ain't going to make a difference.
Yeah.
My Cowboys will win the NFC East. You heard it here first and last, and I'm not going to back off this. They will win the East. It's a long ways to go. They got 2 against Philly and 2 against Washington and 1 left against the Giants.
They're
That's
going
plenty.
to lose against Washington. So we got our bet on that.
Who won there last year? Help me.
Why you keep living in the
last
past?
year.
Well, who won? Did Dak Prescott play in that game? Oh, yeah, and Zeke played in that game.
I tell you
In the
what.
offensive
Guess
line.
what? Guess what's going to happen next
What
week?
year is it?
Next week?
Yeah, maybe in 2 weeks, or maybe even a year. Me and old Miss Murphy might be an idol.
Oh, so you're saying that's as
That's
much
gonna
of a long shot as my Cowboys winning?
You know what, Skip? You hurt my feelings yesterday.
How did I hurt you?
When I said I wanted a date with her, you talking about, let's get back to reality. You hurt my feelings. You made it seem.
He went home and he took that to bed.
Yeah.
You couldn't even sleep.
I was
because said
laying,
that.
I was laying in the bed. I was like, hold on, Skip. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
I
he
ain't really
snuck
got
one in on you.
I ain't even got no chance.
Huh. That was just a throwaway line just to get us back on track.
That ain't no throwaway line. You admit
It
it.
was a good one, though.
Good
You
luck.
admit
Yeah,
it.
it got you.
Good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck, Skip.
The
That's okay.
Cowboys are about to
All right,
get
so we
you.
have some
They're
dew in this
coming.
game
I
then.
cannot wait
Eric,
to
thanks
We got
for joining
dew
us.
everywhere.
No mercy.
Saturday on Fox, it's the game of the year in the Big Ten as Ohio State hosts Penn State. Joel Klatt joins us now, and he will be on the call with Gus Johnson on Saturday. Welcome, Joel.
Great job last Saturday
Thank
on that
you. Yeah,
Oklahoma
I
call
knew you with the
at
Sooners,
Kansas
you'd
State. I
be-
heard every word. I wasn't a happy camper at halftime when
I
we were down
bet.
21-10.
I bet.
Joel, what's the key to the game?
Oh my gosh. Guys, I cannot wait for this game. I mean, this game, Joy, you said maybe game of the year in the Big Ten. I think it might be the game of the year in all of college football before we get to the playoff. It has that type of stakes, that type of rosters, stars, coaching stars. I mean, it has everything that you want revenge, and both teams could actually claim revenge in this game because Penn State didn't get into the playoff, yet they were the ones that beat Ohio. It's a phenomenal matchup. I can't wait to get there, and I'm sure Gus will be on top of his game as well. The matchup, like you asked about, I think it boils down to, listen, there's a lot of great stats, there's a lot of great players, and a lot of people will focus on Saquon Barkley against that defense. But I want to take your eyes and train your concentration elsewhere. Mike Gesicki, the tight end for Penn State, he is a phenomenal player. He's athletic, he's tall, he played volleyball and basketball in high school, and because of that, he is a great down-the-field pass catcher for Trace McSorley. I think it's the ability for them, Penn State, to throw the ball down the field to a guy like Mike Gesicki that allows the run game to then have success, because their offensive line is not a dominant offensive line. They're not going to just sit there and run the football for 200 yards against you like some other teams around the country. So, Shannon, they need that tight end threat. They need that threat down the field. So that's a key for Penn State. And then for Ohio State, J.T. Barrett. I mean, this guy, people were throwing dirt on him and burying him early this season, and he has just risen from the ashes. This guy is in the Heisman Trophy race. He's playing the best football of his career, and this offense looks drastically different when you watch it on film than the offense we saw get shut out against Clemson. It's not just personnel either. I'm talking about the scheme from the new offensive coordinator, Kevin Wilson. And to see that offense, who has scored 50 points in 4 straight games, 500 yards in 4 straight games, to see them going up against the #1 scoring defense in the country, that is going to be an absolute treat.
I agree, J.T. Barrett. And which guy will we see? The guy that scored 7 total touchdowns against Nebraska? Now, not Tom Osborne, Dr. Tom's Nebraska.
Not the
Corn
Black
Huskers.
Shirts. Right.
These are the Corn Shuckers, because they terrible, Skip. All day Nebraska in name only. Got nothing else going on. How about this? We got a full body of work. Go back to J.T. Barrett. His last loss to Penn State. He's played 14 games, 3 games versus top 5, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 145 yards. Non-top 5, 29 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 250 yards. So which J.T. Barrett? Will the real J.T. Barrett please stand up? Because if he doesn't show up, they're not going to win him. He's the key. I don't know because every time I watch him, maybe I'm just watching the Michigan, the Clemson, and these type games. But when I watch him play against top teams, I'm like, what's the Heisman talk about? What's everybody talking about? And then I watch him play against Indiana and Nebraska, and he's running all over the field. He's got like 400 total yards, Skip. If he plays well, they'll win. If he doesn't, they're not winning. It's simple as that.
I believe he will play very well, because he's been playing very well since my Oklahoma Sooners left town with the flag planted at midfield in the horseshoe. And unless Penn State can borrow Baker Mayfield for Saturday, which I don't think is allowed, I'm not giving Penn State much of a shot, because Ohio State is a more talented overall football team. Take nothing away from Saquon, because Urban said yesterday, Urban Meyer, that he and his staff have never faced a better all-purpose back. They coached one in Ezekiel, I think, but that's probably, he said we've never faced one like this one, and that's probably true. I don't think that's coach talk and hype. Sure. So can Saquon just take this game over, running it and catching it? I don't know. You talked about the tight end. They're going to have to do some things, because Ohio State is loaded with athletes on defense, and they had not found themselves.
NFL talent.
NFL talent. They're too deep in the defensive front, in the pass rush. NFL talent.
Yeah.
They had not found themselves when my Sooners visited. That's back on September 9th, and they got shell-shocked, and it was 31-16. And I would dread if my Sooners somehow back in the playoffs and have to deal with these guys again. So it's possible. It's a long shot probably, because my guys blew a game at home to Iowa State. What were they, like a 31
30 and a half.
Yeah, 30
now,
and a half.
I will you give them a little reprieve. Iowa State's now ranked and look to be a much better team than we thought at that.
Thanks to your Sooners.
I hope they just keep on keeping on and keep winning and keep shocking people, because it's going to elevate my Sooners maybe back into the race if they can, because, hey, that Big 12 is loaded with some roadblocks.
I mean, if you think about it now, Penn State has the #1 scoring defense.
Okay.
That's something in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because you know where the #1 scoring defense normally resides, Skip. Tuscaloosa, St. Nick. Can we come to the conclusion now that khaki pants can't outcoach St. Nick? Can we agree on that now?
Well, Khaki Pants doesn't have the talent St. Nick has. It's like it's an NFL pipeline.
Well, go sleep in another treehouse. Go to the movie with somebody else. You get these #1 recruits. St. Nick is St. Nick. Joel and I tried to tell you who's the
What
best
was
coach.
the final score of the championship game last year? Wasn't it like 45-40?
What was Khaki Pants?
Huh?
He wasn't in it.
Well, I'm just saying, St. Nick ain't Nick.
Hey.
When the money's on the table.
Hey, all I'm saying is that he goes into people's mom's house and grandma's house. He said, I got 5 on it. National championships, that is.
National championships.
I got 5 on it.
Yeah.
There's also some hardware that's going to be at stake in this game because when you're talking about the Heisman Trophy,
Yes.
Saquon, if Saquon has a game like he did against
100 yards and a
Michigan,
couple of touchdowns and they win.
it's going to be very difficult for anyone else,
would
even
agree.
Bryce Love, to get themselves back in it, even a Baker Mayfield to get themselves back into this. So lots on the line for a guy like Saquon Barkley. Now,
he could close the deal.
conversely, you know, that narrative you talked about with JT, that could change completely.
Yeah.
If he comes out and plays great, he's going to be right into that Heisman conversation, and that narrative about him not playing well in big games will be put to bed.
Even if Barkley loses, if he plays well, he's going to pull a Lamar Jackson.
Potentially.
He's going to be so far out in front that even though he might lose this game, but he's going to play. Lamar played so well against Clemson that we forgot he lost the game.
Right.
You're like, he had almost 500 yards total offense.
He even lost their last 2 regular season games and still won. But Baker's going to have some stages down the stretch in Bedlam next week against TCU the following week after that. So Baker's the guy that's kind of laying in the weeds there and could potentially catch it.
But Lamar Jackson, I don't know. I know they're losing, but he's still the best player in college football.
Yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
He's unbelievable.
Big matchup this Saturday, Ohio State, Penn State, Saturday at 3 Eastern on Fox with Joel and Gus. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Bet.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.